Hey, what's up guys, it's Ben Bonk, and recently I hosted the second Ben Bonk Game Jam, which you probably know of by now. And in this video, I just want to take a few minutes to look at some of the best games from the jam. For this first section, let's look at the top 10 rated games in the jam. In first place, we have Don't Eat My Mind, You Stupid Monsters by Cultisti. This is an absolutely amazing game in so many ways, and definitely deserves first place. You play as a little person who needs to stay alive and kill monsters, all while on a limited amount of tiles. You want to kill monsters as fast as possible to avoid a breakdown, which makes you lose a bunch of tiles, but also be careful not to fall off the edge. You can also dash around, and the only way that you can restore tiles is by using this item called the Reminder. This makes for some super cool gameplay, and this game also has power-ups that add a whole entire layer of depth and choice, and overall, just everything in this game from the visuals, the music, gameplay, and polish are all phenomenal. In second place, we have Space Less by Le Cabaret. This is a pretty neat game in which the player has limited presses of the spacebar, which is the jump button, and pretty much everything in the game revolves on jumping, so this creates some interesting challenges. The player must kill enemies to make it through the level alive, doing whatever it takes to get there, such as sliding or ground pounding. Similar to first place, everything in this game is very solid, and there is also a very difficult boss fight that caused me a lot of pain. In third place, we have Tiny Setters by Llama King and Llama Dev, and that's a lot of llamas. Anyways, this game is about strategically placing buildings to maximize points in your settlement. Certain buildings need to meet certain conditions, and the game has you thinking about every move you make, which makes for a really fun experience, and there's a ton of strategy to be had here. It reminds me a ton of Islanders, and overall I'm just very impressed by how much was done in such a limited time period. In fourth place, we have Bounce and Shrink by Dana. This game is like Pong or Breakout, but with a twist in which every time the ball hits the paddle, the room shrinks a little bit, making the game more difficult. The only way to increase the room size is to collect these little green power-ups that fall from the sky, but be careful because these power-ups can easily bait you into losing, so it's a really nice balance between focusing on hitting the ball and knowing when to go for a power-up. Overall, this game is just really simple, but really nice, and has some great polish. And also make sure to check out Danon's video he created on the game if you're interested. In fifth place, we have Tiny Cafe by Dahir, Nick Montopoli, and Omelette Cheese. In this game, you run around trying to serve orders to as many people as possible, but the twist is that there's limited seating in the restaurant, and sometimes you'll have to boot out customers in order to serve new ones. This is a really cool concept, and makes for some frantic gameplay as you run around trying to serve up correct orders, while also balancing kicking out customers. Overall, it's just another very solid and simple game with great art and music. In sixth place, we have Space Maker by Don Pasquale. This is a little silly game where you must stop overpopulation by killing tons of innocent little people. I must say, I did not expect anyone to use the theme in this way, but the game has some very good graphics and polish. And although it hurts me to admit this, it's very satisfying in the game to mercilessly run around chopping people up and seeing them fly into the air. Good job, Don. In seventh place, we have Chamber Shift by Famility. This game has a really cool central mechanic in which jumping causes the walls to move in and for things to move. It's a very good use of the theme, and there are some really cool levels created with this mechanic. For example, sometimes you might have to intentionally jump to move yourself up to the door. Overall, this is just a really well made platformer with a great use of the theme and mechanics, and there's some really fun levels in there. In 8th place, we have Disarm by Polar Cube 1, and this game is pretty epic. You play as a little blue square who moves around the level with a dash ability that has some absolutely amazing animations and polish. But the main goal of this game is to survive and try to get enemies to kill each other. You may have to position yourself in front of an enemy to try to bait another enemy into shooting that enemy, which is just really satisfying. Overall, great addictive game, and Polar Cube is a pretty nice guy. In 9th place, we have System Bonk by Soup, which let me tell you is an absolute gem of a game. First of all, it has an epic green color palette, and the aesthetic of this game is just amazing. The music, the art, everything is just so awesome, and it feels so nice to play. You play as this slime that has to crush other slimes, and the goal is to not let the bar at the top run out, and you can fill this bar by crushing slimes. There are also combos and other things that the dev has added since the game jam has ended, such as bomb slimes that you have to avoid. This is just a really great game for so many reasons, so great job, Soup. Finally, in 10th place, we have Fit by Double Pop Games. This game reminds me of Tetris, and you must place blocks in a level to fill up the level, which has a limited amount of space. It starts out simple, but quickly increases in difficulty, and there are some puzzles in there that really made me think, and the game makes the player plan out his moves way ahead of time. I really like the level design in this game, and there's also a ton of great polish and small effects. Great job, Double Top Games. Now, I just wanted to go over a few other games that didn't make the top 10, but that I still really enjoyed. Slime Adventure is a simple game where you play this slimy boy trying to get to this diamond. The game introduces quite a few interesting mechanics over a few levels that really make you think, though I just wish there were a few more levels. Airtight is an amazing game that should have got first place because the developer is really cool and the game is the best in the world. Solid Tower has a unique mechanic of a tower defense game with only one tower space. I really like this idea and the art is amazing, I just wish the gameplay could be a little more strategical. Claustrophobic Highway is a neat game where you play as a car on a claustrophobic highway. You must maneuver through cars to get as far as possible, as fast as possible, with this honk mechanic to help you out if you get stuck. Box Bros Moving Co. is a cool game where you must move items out of a house into a moving truck. It's straightforward and can be a little tricky at parts, but it's a good game and the voxel graphics are really nice. Evergreen is a really nice and well-made platformer. The twist is that you have limited jumps, which adds a layer of challenge to the game. Overall, this is just a really short and sweet platformer that I had fun playing. Space OS is a really interesting game where you must install programs and complete tasks, though you have a limited amount of storage space on your computer. I love the whole look and feel of this game, and it's just really cool to play. Furniture Chaos is a really well-made game where you must place furniture in a room. However, you must try to avoid placing furniture on carpet. Also, if you place furniture on top of each other, you'll just instantly lose the game, so this makes for some really fun gameplay where you must rotate and place furniture as fast as possible. Big Bang Limited reminds me of some of those mobile games that I've played, but this game is much more fun in my opinion. You must sling planets into orbit, however, if two planets touch each other, it's game over. There are also some twists like moons that can be stuck onto planets and flaming asteroids that destroy planets and free up space that add a lot of depth to the game. This game is just really fun and well polished. Finally, Space O Fish is a game where you must eat fish, but not too many fish, so you can balance between eating and not eating. It's incredibly difficult, but still very cool, and it's impressive that it was made without an engine. Well, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks to everyone who submitted a game for the jam, and a massive thanks for helping me reach 10,000 subscribers. This is insane, and this was my goal to reach before the end of 2020, so there should be a 10k special coming out eventually, though it may take a while as right now I have a lot of schoolwork and other game dev stuff on my plate. So if you like my videos, please consider subscribing or giving the video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.